Hi boys and girls, I am back and I am very excited today because we're going to kick off a special week. It's Wet n Wild week here at the Steak and Brush, and we've got today we're going to do the Fire and Ice collection. It's not new, but it's new to me. I just got it. I bought it off of Amazon. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to try a lot of the things. But before we get into it, as always, if I could ask you to please like, subscribe, and share this channel with anybody who you know that is into makeup. A little bit about this collection first. It is, obviously, it's supposed to be a Game of Thrones thing. It is a both cool and warm toned set. It has, I don't know if I can get all of that in the camera or not, but we've got pigments and eyeshadows. We've got lipsticks and bronzers and highlighters. I am very, very excited to play with all of this. Long story short about Wet n Wild, I love Wet n Wild products. When I was a kid, I know it was cheap stuff, both financially cheap and quality cheap, but in recent years Wet n Wild has really upped their game. They are some of the best products you can buy at a drugstore, and this whole set, now I did not buy this off of the Wet n Wild website. That's a whole long story. I'll get into it just a little bit, but I bought this off of Amazon for $25.99, and that included the free shipping. So it is a great deal. I did try to buy this and another set on the actual Wet n Wild website. They were supposed to be having a 30% off deal of everything off of everything over $20, and very long story short, it was a bait and switch. I have multiple complaints out to the company, so I recommend, if you're going to buy Wet n Wild, I know the money goes to the same place, but just for your own sanity, either get it off another website like Amazon, or go down to your CVS, your Walgreens, that type of thing. I know our local grocery store, Kroger, doesn't carry it. I don't know if your local grocery store would, but you know, I would go there to look for things like that. And if you want the big box sets, go to Amazon. You're going to get the same deal, and if they have some kind of special, you're probably not going to get it anyway from the website because they're crap. So, okay, let's get into it. Let's do some swatches first. Let's look at the fire side, the dragon. We'll start with these eyeshadows. Now, their eyeshadow quads are so cute. They have, now I will say the one thing, the eyeshadows are probably not the best quality of everything that Wet n Wild does. They're okay, but they're not terrific. But these are super cute, and I know, like, in the store itself you can't get these, but if you get any of their quads, they are so cute because they tell you exactly what to do with this. I don't know, I hope you can see it. I got a new ring light, so hopefully that'll improve my lighting. But this will tell you right here, it says this is your transition color, and this is your brow bone highlight, this is your crease color, and this is your lid color. Now, of course, you don't have to follow those, but if you're a makeup newbie, that really helps. It gives you an idea, and it even shows you on the back. It has instructions. Let's see if we can get that to focus. Doesn't look like it, but it shows you exactly how you can use it. So we've got these 4 colors here. I'll show you how they swatch. And again, if you were to buy something this size at the store, I don't think you can get that specific, those colors, but you can buy the Wet n Wild for those are like $3-4 for a quad, if that. So I'm quite pleased with Wet n Wild. we have two bronzers, and if you know, or if you have been following me, you know that I'm excited because I actually only have one bronzer, and I finally got around to getting another one. This is what color is this? You're Dragging Me Down, and it has a cute little dragon embossed in here. It's one bad thing about using those kinds of things. Eventually that'll go away. There's that one. It's a little lighter. We'll go to the darker one. It's called Queensland. This one has a little more of a shimmer to it, I guess. Oh, it looks darker in the pan though. Alright, we've got two pigments in the warm side. They're just loose pigments for the eyes. These, when I did open them, they have a cute little cap that keeps all the pigment inside, but I had problems getting the pigment out. Let's see if I can get a, well, that's probably not the best way to do it. I just put some on my hand so I could get a little more out. And where can we go here? There's that golden one. And we have this, I guess the golden one is called Gilded Crown. And the red one is called Fire Rain. Oh, I'm so excited. All right, I'm just wiping my hands off in between here so we get good color swatches. Now the liquid lipsticks, and I love Wet n Wild's liquid lipsticks. They have always proven to be really great for me. This one is called Redlings, and these both have like a metallic shift to it. Kind of hard to see right there when it's not on my lips, but it's very pretty. And then we have the gold one called Queen's Blood. Such a pretty color. And that is the fire side. I'll probably end up doing a look today with that side just because it's more of a wearable. The lighter colors, a lot of them I foresee being a little more theatrical for me, more dramatic. Doesn't mean I won't wear them, but since a lot of the looks I've done recently are pretty bold and out there, we'll kind of stick to a more neutral today. This palette, I guess the palette doesn't have a name, and none of the shadows have a name, but we've got, say, your transition color here, your brow bone. It says this one's the crease, but it is a shimmery. I normally don't like shimmery in my crease. And then the lid color is this purple. Let's look at that. Gorgeous color. Again, though, I don't know that I'd want to put that in my crease, but you know, no rules of makeup, do what you want. Let's look at the pigments. This first one is a silvery shade called Ice Lady. Oh, helps if I open it from the right end. Can't tell, it looks like it's silver. It might have a little purpley shift to it, maybe just the slightest, but that is a very pretty ice silver there. And then we have this gorgeous blue, and it is Two Nights Night spelled K-N-I-G-H-T, to Night's Blue. I wouldn't recommend pouring them out like this if you're going to do them on your hand, or on your eyes, but for this, it works. A little light blue there. I think if you were going to do those, I would open them up all the way and either put your brush in or finger in. While it's nice to have that little cap, it doesn't come out very well, and it just doesn't do it for me. And we've got two highlighters. This one is the lighter, but it's I think the more wearable, but it does have a little bit of a blue shift. It's called Winter Falls in LA. And they have a pretty little snowflake pattern, if you can see there. Ooh, yeah, that we really need to blend that out. Because it definitely is strong. I've heard nothing but great things about Wet n Wild highlighters, how well they work. And this one is called Halo Walkers. And that is definitely, I don't know, I don't think I could ever wear that as a real highlight. That might be an eyeshadow color for me, or some kind of costumey thing. And then the lippies. Again, I've never been able to get blue to work for me, but my daughter sometimes, she doesn't like makeup a lot, but she does sometimes like wearing blue lipstick. This is called Icing on the Wall. We did try this one on her. This is definitely, you have to be careful. It can be a little patchy because it's so dark, so you might have to do 2 layers on that. But it again has this slight little metallic shift to it that's really pretty. And the consistency is a little different. It almost feels like it has a little powderiness to it. And then we've got this brownish Shall We Slay. So yeah, today we are definitely, for the most part, I'll probably use the highlighter, but I'm gonna stick to the warm side today. I have already prepped my face, and I have put my Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation in, what color is this? This is 20 Rose Beige. I think they only have a few shades, but I was lucky enough to be one of those people that it worked for. So let's go in and let's start with bronzer. I use my bronzer as a contour as well. This might be a little too warm for that, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna try it anyway. Taking this on my Luxie small contouring brush. Just gonna go a little light-handed at first. Normally, if you're doing it as a contour, you want a cool toned shade, and this is as close to cool as this has, but because contour, what it's doing is it's creating shadows, and shadows, if you look at your shadows, they're not warm color shadows, they are cool toned. But when you're doing a bronze tour kind of thing, you can fake it a little bit. I usually don't go too heavy-handed on the bronzing anyway, but give myself a little bit of a glow. Very pretty shade. I think it would blend better with a bigger brush. Do under my chin to kind of make it look like I have more of one chin and less of multiple chins. Yeah. That is definitely pretty. I am very glad to have a bronzer in my set here. I'm going to go in for blush. I'm just going to go in right now with my Milani in Luminoso. I may or may not, I totally do, have another set that's got some blush in it that I'm very excited to try. We'll do that on our next episode. And at the end of the week, we're even going to do a full face of Wet n Wild from start to finish. There's that. For my highlight, oh, that's right, I know I do have a highlight. I don't need this one. I'm going to go in very lightly with this because it does have that blue shift to it, but I want to try to use as much as I can. See, it's definitely, I mean, I just went in very lightly and you already see it. Just with the rest of this look, I don't want that big blue streak there. I mean, I barely touched that, and I got a nice highlight out of that. More power to you if you can use the actual blue, but I think I'm going to steer clear of that today. All right, eyeshadow. What are we going to do? All right, I think I'm going to somewhat follow what it says here. I'm going to go in with my Anastasia brush and the transition color here. Again, Wet n Wild there, I have found their shadows are kind of hit and miss. So far the transition color is working pretty well. I feel that they go on very well, but sometimes you just don't get a lot of color payoff. I do have there is one that I love. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's sort of a dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Romance. It's got some great color payoff, but some others of theirs, you really have to work it and work it and work it just to get it on and build up just to get some color. Well, that transition color laid down very nicely. That is not patchiness there. Again, that is just my orbital bone is in such a weird place with the rest of my bone structure here that it always creates this weird little shadow that makes it look like I've missed a spot here and then packed on much more there. I can guarantee you I haven't. It's just that's the way my eye sockets want to work. I'm dropping everything now. I'm just gonna switch out that color real quick. And let's see, I am going to go in with this color in the crease. I went in pretty lightly. And this is what I was talking about not having quite as much payoff. I mean, it's not bad. It really isn't. But it's not like if you were dipping into, say, an Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow, where you would dip in and it would just, that one little bit would just be like, bam, there's a lot of color there. So I'm having to work more for it, which, you know what, if you're just learning and you're a little afraid of going too bold, that might be a good thing because you can slowly control the buildup until you get exactly what you want. I'm just bringing this up just a little above here, the crease here too, because again, my hooded eyes. Alright, let's see. Let's look at these pigments here. What can we do with this? Let's see. See, when I shake it out there, that's all I get. Let me do this without dumping the rest of it out. If you can see, just those 5 little things there. That's all we got. That is very, very pretty. I'm not quite getting much shine out of it though, as I want. That might be something that you would want to dip into with some Fix Plus or something. I'll wipe this hand off. I'm going to try going in a little bit with the gold just in the center there to bring it out a little bit more. Try it the same way. That's pretty. Again, most people when they do like the halo look with something in the center, they kind of keep it just to this mobile part of the lid, but I want to bring it up a little higher, and you do too if you have hooded lids, so that people can actually see what you've done. Just a little more of that. I don't traditionally use loose pigments a lot. I kind of like to just stick with what's in the palette. I don't use single eyeshadows a lot because of the same thing, but we've got them and I want to play with them. So, ooh, a little bit of fallout there. That will happen with loose pigments because you just literally don't have anything else for it to grab onto. Alright, so I am liking that eye look so far. The brow bone, let's go in. Just taking like a pencil-ish shape brush. And just kind of highlighting the brow bone there. With the same brush, I think let's go with a little bold. I'm going to go into with that crease shade there to do my under eye. I'm not going to quite take it all the way in. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that brow bone color and I'm going to connect it with my inner eye. Go back in with that. Okay, there we go. Alright, so eyeshadow complete. Let's go in with some, I'll stick with Wet n Wild today, and I will go with the Megaliner I love the little brush tip on this. Oops. Switch over. Excuse me while I find a mirror. I just can't get close enough in the camera for it. Kind of messed up on that edge there, so we'll just go for a thicker wing there at the end. Great thing about makeup, you mess up, you just cover it up some other way. That'll do for that. Right, I'm gonna go in with my Covergirl Ultrafine Brow Liner and just do a quick thing with my brows. I'm not actually going anywhere today. I'm just filming for you. I envy people who can just swipe on something like a brow gel or something and be done with it. But this scar will ever be the bane of my existence. Again, nothing fancy, just putting them on there today. I've been very bored with doing brows lately. I just want to keep it simple. For my waterline, I'm going to go ahead and go in with my Appeal Gel Liner in Deep Taupe. Really needs sharpened. Just to give it a nice warm color there. I am not going to go in with anything in my tight line. Brows, I go in. I've still been playing with this Big Ego from Tarte that I got in my last Boxycharm. Geek Out of Water, compared it a lot to the Kevin Aquan mascara, which I have never tried. So I can't tell you that for sure, but if she says it is, I believe her. And one day it will actually cool down and I will not be sweating all over my upper lip when I do my makeup. I was at the farm for a family reunion and I stayed for several days afterwards. I kept planning I was going to do a get ready with me at the farm and show you how beautiful it is up there, but it was 90 some degrees. They don't have air conditioning and it was just miserably hot, so I did not. Alright, so that is the eye look done. So the only thing we need to do is lipstick. Let's see, do we want to do red or brown? Let's see here. I'm just more of the red color. See there, you can see the shine. such a pretty color. Alright, so that is almost everything out of the warm side of the Fire and Ice, and I am very, very impressed. Again, Wet n Wild for $25, you can't, I mean, any one of these individual items from a high-end brand, you could be paying $24 for on its own. So to get all of this for that price is just incredible. So if you can, if you like these kind of colors, and like I said, you get warm and cool, so you can pull off either of those looks. If you're a neutral, you can do either one. You can go a little more wild, I guess, with the cool tones, but you can get a great everyday wearable look with the warms. I'm just really impressed by Wet n Wild, and I hope that you liked this and that you are too. Stay tuned later this week, because I will have another set for you on probably Thursday, hopefully, that you can take a look at. I hope to see you then. Thank you very much for joining me, and don't forget to follow me on steak_brush _brush at Instagram to check out what's coming next. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.